Welcome to my YouTube channel. This morning I have my two lovely friends here, Netsi and Kofi. We are talking about moving out and why exactly am I doing this now? It is a transition period. It's May. A lot of folks are graduating, moving out for the first time, getting their big girl jobs, big boy jobs. And I thought it would be a good time, get some resources, get some information out there for anyone who might be transitioning this period, or maybe you're moving out for the first time out of your parents' home because it's time to do that. So why don't we just go ahead and have my lovely friends introduce themselves to us.
All right.
I could start? Okay. Hi, my name is Netsi. I'm 25. I moved out for the first time when I was 19, so kind of midway through college.
Okay. Hello, my name is Kofi. I'm 25 as well, and I moved out for the first time when I moved here for work, so very big transition for me. Yeah.
Okay. So when you first moved out, it's like just general question. Was it out of, well, for you, I know it's because of work. You moved in the middle of college. Why? Did you not want to live in the dorms anymore?
So I actually went to commuter school, so it was the UW-Tacoma campus.
Okay.
And so there was no, there wasn't really dorms. They had like apartment style dorms, but more people lived at home or like kind of in their own living situation. The reason I moved out was because I was ready to. It was time to go.
Period.
Yeah, and kind of take that next step.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Similar story before I let you go. I moved out out here at least, because I was like, I'm sick of where I grew up. I'm ready to leave.
It's time to go, yeah.
Change.
And I don't know what that was, but that's fine. I picked the farthest city possible because I just didn't want to be bothered. And then all these folks followed me.
Yeah. Across the country.
So you talk about your experience, because work, like, talk a little bit more about that. Like, what's that experience like, not picking? I guess you picked a location based on work and all of that.
Yeah, I guess I only had two options really, right? So I was offered either Clearwater or Seattle. Initially, I did go with Clearwater. Can't lie. Florida. I picked Clearwater because it was closer to home, Massachusetts, but that spot I guess was given to one of my friends, so he's actually working there right now, and I got Seattle, so yeah.
We thank God for that.
Not so bad.
Florida.
Yeah, I enjoy it here because he's hating it there right now, so I'm kind of
It's a blessing.
I was just
when
about to
things
say,
don't work out.
When
Things don't work out. It's such a blessing.
Not much.
Did you have any expectations? Like, I definitely was like, I don't know if you guys remember, like 2020, everyone moved to Dallas or Houston, had the big apartments, tall ceilings, like large countertops. Honestly, that was my expectation.
Yeah.
I wanted to pay $800 for them. So I'm curious to know, like, what were your expectations? Did you hit that expectation, or were you disappointed like I was?
I can go first.
Yeah.
I feel like I had never lived anywhere outside of like my parents' home, so I never really had those types of expectations.
Yeah.
And I have a roommate, right? So I kind of just hey, I just want to have a roommate, So whatever you want, we can do it. And he wanted that high rise, he wanted that big ceiling, so we just went for that. But I guess I didn't really have much of a expectations in terms of like how I wanted to live, especially early on in my life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That makes sense.
What about you, Nancy?
Oh, I definitely did. Pinterest board, watch videos, everything. I met my expectations now, like 4 years later. But when I first moved out, it was definitely like I was focused on, what I wanted to feel when I moved out. Like the aesthetic, the decor, the usual stuff. And yeah, my dad's a real estate agent, and he was like, "It's not going to be like that," and I was like, "It is," and it was not like that.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. I think I moved out here we're in Seattle. In case you didn't know, I moved out here. In case we did not mention any of that, I moved out here for work. Again, ready to move. I was sick I love you, Mom, but like, Charlie, it was time for me. I lived in college. I was on the campus dorms for a year, moved out, did not know anything, but we got our apartment through a friend. So it was kind of like an easy transition. Didn't really have to think much about what we needed. They left everything for us. So it was quite easy. Moving out here, I moved out here 4 years ago now, came to Seattle looking for apartments, and I was like, what the heck? You'd reach out to people, they would not reach back out to you. They would have listing prices that's like $1,600, and you get there and it's like, yeah, that's MFTE. Yeah. And I'm like, what is that Microsoft employee? Like, what is that? Like, what does that mean? And essentially MFT is like discounted homes for certain, like,
based on your income.
Right? Okay. Like, I was like, what are we talking about? Like, I'm making a pretty good salary, but $2K a month for an apartment.
It's not it.
I would rather DoorDash. Is all I have to say. I would rather DoorDash than pay $2K a month flat with nothing included. And I want to, like, speaking of like paying for all this stuff, like, utilities are expensive. Like, what shocked you in your apartment search journey? For me, it was definitely the pricing of homes in like major cities. Did I do some research? Yes, but
it still doesn't match up.
I wanted it to be so cheap that I could spend my money doing other things, and that just didn't pan out. So I'm curious to know, Netzi, you've lived here for a while, so like maybe you talk about moving out of your parents' home to here now, living on your own, and then you can talk about searching, moving here as a transplant as well, and searching through all of that.
So my parents' home was in Tacoma, so it's like 30-40 minutes south of here. And when I moved out with friends. I moved out with Hannah and my sister. And so
Hannah.
We love Hannah. We love Hannah. I'm so excited. So I was living with friends, and I think you said the biggest shock.
Yeah.
I think probably in my head, things were bigger than I thought, and things were just not as big. I think the price thing, everybody feels it, regardless of if you've grown up here. And I've been in this area for 15 years, but like specifically moving to Seattle, that happened like 3.5 years ago now. And I kind of started off south and made my way up. But
we're downtown babies.
Yeah, now I think definitely just like not being able to really comprehend like all that comes with it. I think maybe that's what it is. It's not even like the space, but it really is everything that comes with it. It's like the utilities, it's the whatever charge. You got to think about parking. You have to think about parking.
Parking.
Yeah. It's like, it's just all the things that come with it. You know, I think people think when you're moving out, like, oh, you only really need to be thinking about like the cost of rent and your groceries and gas, and that's it. But it's so much more than that. There's so much more than that. And each year, I think it continues to surprise me, like how many things you need to pay for.
Yeah.
There's just so many things to pay for. So yeah, I'd say not being able to, I didn't understand how much everything costs.
Yeah. What about you? Go ahead.
Okay, so
that was a big sigh.
It's a bit of a strange one for me because like I said before, never moved away from home, went to college, from home, commuted every day, so it was definitely like a big step. Mm-hmm. But I guess I got lucky. Around the time I was supposed to move out here, I wasn't really hearing back from my job. Right? There was no certainty of when. They gave me a date to start, but then no one had reached out about, when I should get there or if they're going to help me find, somewhere to live or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I got lucky. I was talking to one of my friends, and then I told him where I'm going, Seattle, and then he was like, oh, Joe's going there. You should talk to him. So then I hit up Joe, and his job, they were prepared. They have people looking out for him, like finding apartments. He was like, yo, yeah, I got somebody, like we could just have them do all the work. So I just kind of left it up to them, and then
Joe, where do you work? I need to work there.
But so he would go on the tours for us, and then send us videos, or we'd be like on FaceTime with him, looking around the area and stuff like that. Yeah, like they treated him well. I didn't get that, but Boeing. Yeah. So
that's where the money's at.
So yeah, we found a spot, and I mean, he didn't want to live in this, Seattle. So we found somewhere in Bellevue. Not so initially, you look at the prices, you're like, damn, right? So, but we got something good. But then when you actually start living there, and it's a rent day. There's like all these other.
All of a sudden,
all these other prices, that they sneak in there. Like you're paying like $135 for just like sewage, like a month.
Like
yeah, so they're charging you electricity and everything else for part of your rent, right? And then apart from that, you also have the electric bill, which doesn't make sense, right? But it was a big shock. It's a lot of money that we put towards just rent alone. But yeah.
Given all you know now, maybe more for you than Nancy, but would you live in the building that you are in now? I say that with a lot of hate because they live too far from me. But.
me personally, I feel like it's kind of benefited me in a way, even though it's like a bit expensive. I feel like if we went somewhere else, it could be more. But also, I'm closer to work, so I don't need transportation.
Okay.
If I did move further out, I'd need to get a car. Right now, I'm getting around without a car. So it's helped in that sense, like in the back end. So. Yeah, I think I'm excited that I got what we got.
Yeah.
So
Shout out to Joe.
Shout out to Joe.
Shout out to Boeing.
Shout out to Boeing.
For having someone on the ground.
Yeah.
Similar experience. My recruiter actually was. So we're still friends, and I reached out. I'm like, I don't know anyone here. Which I'd done a poll on Instagram, and someone had commented and said, it's good to know someone where you're going. Mm-hmm. I didn't know anyone here because I thought I was big dog, ready to move out, didn't want to talk to anybody. And where do I live? What are those safe communities to live in? What are the places I need to avoid? Third Ave. What are the places I need to avoid? Where do I go? Where do I not go? And she was honestly, God bless her, gracious enough to send me a list.
Oh, that's so good.
I've lived here. Don't live there. These are the neighborhoods you should look for. And these are some things you should look for. So that came in clutch. I like my building. This is a really nice. Yeah. Okay, so transitioning into.
One thing I want to add is, so before I found out Joe was going, I was looking at places as well, and I was seeing the prices. I almost went with like someone had a house and they had like kind of like a garage, not a garage, but something outside their house, and it was like kind of like.
Like a she shed?
I could call like mother-in-law, blah blah blah.
Oh, like
I don't know, but it looked nice inside.
Like mother-in-law homes?
Yeah,
like
where it's like a side.
Yeah, it's like a side house.
It's a she shed. She shed.
But it looked nice inside. Just a bed, kitchen, bathroom. I almost went with that before I found out that he was.
Yeah.
But
guys are so simple.
Yeah,
I could not imagine.
Like you talked about Pinterest moment. Did you have a Pinterest board?
Oh,
your first part would look like?
Yeah. But the thing is, I've lived with people for a while. Like when I moved out, I was living with people. Okay. After that, I moved to another apartment, and it wasn't a building. It was like an apartment that was built on top of a garage. So it was like, it's kind of like your situation a little bit, but I moved in there with a friend and then moved up here to Seattle, but moved into, what is it called? The townhomes. Oh. So I was living with people I did not know.
Not kill, but I want a townhome.
I want a townhome too. After living in there, I was like, I could do a townhome. And then it was even then after that, moved in with a friend. And then now I live by myself. But it takes you can get there quicker, but I think for me, I was like, it was more about like, I think you were talking about it earlier, like where could you put your funds towards where you're okay with it, right? Yeah. So for me, like I was still okay living with friends, like I wanted to, so I feel like there's a big push right now to live on your own, blah, blah, blah.
It's not worth it.
It is worth it, but when you're ready for it, genuinely, yes.
Yeah.
When you're financially ready.
Yeah, when you're ready, go for it. But once you're just starting, I think it's better to just kind of save as much as possible before you get there, or you're gonna struggle.
I think it's also good life skills to live with other people, and just that aren't your family, that aren't your siblings, to learn how other people live. It teaches you a lot of skills, like how to be aware of your actions in the home, and like it teaches you so many things. And I'm thankful I did do it that way until I really was like, okay, I think I'm done. I'm ready to, you know. But I think I would say, like, don't rush to live by yourself. Honestly, I think it is important to live with friends. Like learn how to do life outside of college, outside of your parents' house together, and be able to like learn from one another. You have somebody that has your back. Like you know, it doesn't make it'll help it not be so scary.
Like, especially if you're moving across the country, you don't know anybody yet.
Move with somebody.
It's good.
This feels low-key like shade, because that's exactly what I did. I just moved and I was like, fuck it. I'm sorry. F it. I don't want to talk to anyone. I'm just going to live by myself. But honestly, I was just over it. Like, I did it all through college. And I like what Netsi said. It's a great advice. Like, you live with people of different backgrounds. One, different race. You get to understand what home training is for everybody. Like crazy. Like I had a roommate who would have her boyfriend stay with us in the summers, and he would meal prep, and you could slip and fall in the kitchen because it would be oil everywhere. Like stuff like that made me realize maybe not OCD, but I like things a certain way. And then I lived with boys at one point.
Oh wow!
I was my senior year of college. 3 of my roommates had moved out. I had to travel to Ghana for a trip. Didn't have time to look for an apartment, and they were looking for an apartment, so they moved into our apartment. So I didn't have to move out. I just moved rooms, and you would think like people are older, would be mature, would have their finances figured out, and that was just not the case. Like different levels of maturity for sure for everybody. Like it doesn't matter where you are in life. Great advice. Live with people situations that will force you to manage your finances a little bit better. Manage your time a little bit better. You learn how to be individual without your friends, or even when you are with people, and it's you can't beat that. You can't get that anywhere else.
I feel like there's just lessons regardless. Like I've lived with really close friends, and I've lived with people I don't know, and every time I learned a lot. And it teaches you a lot about yourself, what you like, don't like, how you actually want to do things. Like when you know, in your home and in your space, like your routine, it teaches you routines. Like there's so much you learn from it, and it's so incredibly valuable. But I do say, like after college especially, it's live with people. Then you won't feel so alone. Because it's tough.
It is tough. I feel like I got lucky because my roommate and I are kind of similar.
We all need a Joe in our lives.
We're kind of similar. So even though we weren't like the closest of friends, like when we were back home, like I think, like just living together, I feel like I see myself in him sometimes. Like, bro, what?
That's
like,
romance.
I got lucky.
It's a blessing. So now, like, okay, you moved in, you have this Pinterest board. What do you actually need versus what you don't? And I'm actually going to need my other phone, if you don't mind just throwing it at me. What do you need? I mean,
let me talk about my first
what do you think you actually need versus what you got, or anything? Like, what do you need? Kitchen, bathroom, anything.
Okay. So, I was, like I said, everything was kind of impromptu. Like, I was very late in, like, getting things because I wasn't sure if I was actually going to be moving because I hadn't heard back from my employer. But I had one friend here who lives in Puyallup. So he picked me up from the airport, took me home. I didn't have a bed. I did. No bed, no couch, like nothing. I just had my clothes, my suitcases. That was it. That's all I came in with. So when he dropped me off, we went to get pizza and bought cereal, some bowls, because I gotta eat.
I gotta eat.
And I think maybe some utensils, forks and and spoons and stuff to eat with.
They did not have spoons for the longest time. That is a damn lie. And I would tell you, right, I gave them spoons from my drawer. They did not have spoons.
No. We did have spoons. It was just like a teaspoon. No, for some reason they don't sell regular spoons.
Yes, here. They do. You gotta go to IKEA. You can't. Okay, that's true. You cannot find them at like
anywhere.
Yeah.
You gotta go to like a specialty store.
Exactly.
They did not have spoons.
So we had like teaspoons
till October.
Right?
Throw that out there.
It's like what, 3 months after.
Yeah.
Here? Anyway, so and then I got like a frozen like fried rice packs like from like Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
And that shit was terrible. But how I slept for the week is my bed was gonna arrive a week later, right? So I just laid
overnight down there.
I laid out my clothes.
No way.
It's a rite of passage.
I did not know this.
I laid out my clothes and I slept on that for days. And I have nowhere to go, so most of the time I'm on the floor.
Because at the time you didn't know I was here.
No, I didn't. Yeah. I didn't know you.
It was until Joe came.
And Joe wasn't here. He showed up like maybe 2 weeks later. So it was just me just straight chilling by myself.
Damn.
But yeah, let's say what you need. What you need. I think I try to set up internet right away. Because you need that.
First world problems.
Some towels. I think I brought towels with me. So I was all set there. And then toothbrush, all that stuff. Yeah, just food, somewhere to sit, somewhere to sleep. That's pretty much it. But I didn't have that till the following week. So that was.
A week isn't terrible.
Yeah.
It was.
No, I'm saying like there's a lot of people who takes a lot longer to get that stuff.
My back was killing.
I believe that.
But you have carpets.
Yeah,
don't sleep in the room.
I did, but
it's still a week.
And the funny part is, right? Like every time I wore clothes and change and stuff, I would lay them on top of the old one, right? But it still didn't help.
Oh my god!
Oh man,
that is terrible. I'm trying to feel bad because I didn't have my bed got here also a week later, but I immediately. God bless this building. I walked to Target downtown and I just got an air mattress.
Yeah.
I was not going to sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
I came with 2 big suitcases and I shipped some of my stuff because I didn't want to bring it on the plane with me. I took the train from the airport.
That's impressive.
I got here. Ubers were like $70 for a 15-minute drive. And I was like, how am I lugged
the
rail. I lugged everything.
Wow.
And that little ramp coming up to this building felt like an exercise I had never done in forever. And the building, they just kept looking at me like, who's this crazy person walking up here with 2 suitcases? Yeah. So I got here, signed everything, went upstairs. I'm like, oh, it's exactly how it was when I left.
Good.
What am I going to eat? Where am I going to sleep? Nothing's going to get here for a few days. Yeah. Walked to Target, got an air mattress. Didn't realize I needed batteries. Figured that out. Got batteries. So I was able to sleep on the air mattress. But then I didn't get sheets. I didn't think I needed sheets, but I bought towels.
Oh.
So I would put the towels.
It makes you resourceful,
yeah. It was like, no, and it was in the middle, it was like getting towards the end of the summer. So I put one towel down and I put the other one over me. But I sleep with the towel over my, I cannot sleep with the sheets down. Oh. It has to be covered, and it's probably the most uncomfortable weekend for me. But it ended up working out. I walked to Wajimaya for food. I could not figure out how to turn on my stove.
Oh, the electric ones. My gosh,
I had to stand down in my shower.
I don't think I had to turn on the stove. The guy had showed me. I was like, yeah, I figured. Girl, I went to Uwajimai, came back with a wok, because Uwajimai didn't have, regular pans. Yeah. Uwajimai is, a specialty store, Asian store. I could not figure out how to turn it on. So I would come up to the 17th floor and microwave, because I didn't have a microwave. I didn't have anything. And there was one night I came up here, and it was locked. I should have packed a box of... Honestly, should have packed a suitcase full of first night items.
Yeah.
Towel.
Yeah. Kind of like a sleepover bag.
Yeah, like I don't even have shower gel. I think I had to buy all of that the day when I got here, which can honestly add to your cost because they're like unexpected purchases and.
You can't bring them with you.
You can't. Well, you can't.
Oh yeah, the smaller packs.
Yeah, in your bag. But that you need it for other stuff.
Like, like my mom had all that stuff. I should have just grabbed it.
That's what's crazy.
Like,
oh my god.
I came here and bought all of that. Like, but you need somewhere to sleep. I think that's like number one, and then you definitely need to clean, like a pack of like cleaning supplies. I don't think I think I cleaned my shower the day after. Even though they clean everything for you, I was just kind of like, I don't know, I get really grossed out. Like, like granted, my building, no one had lived in my apartment yet, so it was fine. But I still was like, I need to clean it. Like, I don't care if they did it. I want to clean it. Yeah. So cleaning supplies for sure. Like little things, towels, so somewhere to sleep. Yeah. Like what else? Like
lotion.
Lotion. That's like I feel like
first things
like you cannot forget that.
But I feel like even more minimal than that. Like the sleeping thing is very like somewhere to sleep, either air mattress or something, because you can also use it to sit. Like you know. Yeah. But
I have a photo of me sitting, and then the air mattress would be lopsided.
Memories, but and like. Yeah, to wash yourself. Yeah. I feel like the cleaning supplies could wait, but I also haven't. I mean, I moved lived abroad, but that felt different than moving to like a different state and settling in, you know. But I think it's like being able to wash yourself is so important, and then sleep, and then maybe utensils. But even then, you could get like
order out.
That I feel like you could. But
also,
maybe
that was a shocker. That was a shocker. Seattle does not include utensils in like when you're door dashing unless you specify them.
Oh, like they automatically
automatically don't.
Oh, I see. But it's not a charge.
It's not a charge.
Okay, yeah. I thought
that was a charge. That was a shocker. Like
I guess I don't eat out a lot, so maybe that.
Ooh, he's better than us.
Well, I
like to cook.
You like to cook. I like to cook also, but I think I expected that I would. And that's what I would say is don't expect to cook for a couple of days and like budget for that. After first moving in. Every single apartment I moved into, I've been like, oh yeah, I'll have stuff to cook. Like I'll go pick. No, because by the time you're done, you're tired. Like you don't have time. You don't want to think about that. You just want something easy. So like if that's something you have to kind of, but like that's what. Think about that. Like you're going to be overly optimistic about what you can do. You need to bring the bar.
I had a week before work and I had nothing else to do, so I was like,
see, that's nice. Yeah, having time,
just not doing anything.
I had nothing, didn't know anybody, so just me and myself.
Did you? Okay, actually, I just saw like paperwork, renter's insurance. I should probably not see this on camera. I still don't have one. Do you guys have to get renter's insurance?
Yeah, I think.
Coda, if you find this, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not doing it. I didn't know that because in Boston you don't.
Oh really?
You don't. I didn't have renter's insurance in Boston.
That's interesting.
Granted, they charge us a lot of price because they can't cover that by themselves. But okay. Awkward moment. Okay, so Nancy, you've lived with people. I've lived with people. I live alone now. Yeah. You're living with someone now. Yes. What are some pros and cons of living with friends? Well, you can talk about friends. This is your first solo move. And then talk about living with strangers as well. Like what are some things that shocked you? Yeah. And what are some things that you're like, damn, that's actually nice. I didn't think about that. Yeah. It's been beneficial.
Okay, living with people I didn't know. I think the biggest shock was just how differently people live. I think that was the biggest thing was, I'm a very outgoing person and like I can make friends with anybody. So I kind of expected like, we live in a big house. It's beautiful. And like, there's a beautiful common space. And like, I was in it all the time and trying to like, oh, should we make dinner? Like blah, blah, blah. And people just want to hear by themselves. Like, they want to hang out. And we lived together for like 4 months. And I'm like, like not once were we really ever in the same space. And then I think the other thing was we just didn't really all talk a lot. Like we only talked when it was like time to pay rent, right? And that was it. And one of the people living in this, I hope she doesn't find this. she got a dog. She got a puppy. And she kind of just told us that, like, oh, I got a puppy. Not really like, yeah. And I worked from home, right? So she would leave the puppy at home, and I would
get a babysitter.
Yeah. No, she'd be like, oh, like, if you don't mind, like, if it doesn't bother you, do you mind just, like, here and there just going and check out? And, like, I like dogs. Like, I'm not scared of them or anything. But this dog was crazy. Like, it was too much.
Oh, my God.
And he was so bad. He was so bad. He was not trained. Yeah. Like, he was so bad. And so I think that was, I would never live with people I don't know again.
How did you set boundaries around that, though? Like, with the dog situation?
I mean, eventually I had to tell her, like, I can't anymore. It's disrupting my meetings. And, like, I use work as kind of a thing. She never got, she was supposed to get care for it. Like, and it was, dogs weren't allowed to live in the house, actually, unless it was, what is it called?
Like a size?
A service dog. Service dog. She said it was emotional support. That is that dog is creating more emotional issues, actually, not support.
Oh my
so yeah, that was definitely a con. I mean, there were pros. The pros were just that you just learn about how other people live. Yeah. It's the flip side to it, and it's a really important thing to learn. And to know, help me with work, honestly, because that was also my first time, like, being in the corporate world and understanding that people just do things differently, and it's okay. And sometimes I have a hard time with that, but it's okay. Like, and it teaches you, like, you can be aware of it. You may not like it, but how to kind of set boundaries so it doesn't offend you, it doesn't bother you. Like,
a word spoken in season. Those who hear, that was funny. Oh. That is for me. What about you?
Like I mentioned earlier, we're kind of similar, right? So, and we're also from the same backgrounds. We're both Ghanaian, so we kind of make the same food. Yeah. So, in terms of, like, groceries and food,
it's a big deal.
Do you know why I'm laughing? Let me tell you a story. Oh my God. These boys, do you guys still do it? They still do it. Would only make one dish. I would complain every time I'd go there, but I would still eat it. They would buy rotisserie chicken from Costco, make rice and stew, and that was it.
Well, okay, no. That
no.
is for me now, but then we would buy chicken and like, cook it ourselves. That was
same meal. That's just me complaining, but go ahead. I could not get I can't eat the same thing.
In terms of taking food to work, it makes it easy, right? But then on the weekends, you can, like, dabble here and there.
Where would you add, like, fish or eggs?
No, like, eat out.
Sorry, I'm being such a mean girl. Okay, go ahead.
But yeah, what was the question? What was
that was just crazy to know. Like, do you guys not eat anything else in this house? You guys are similar. You're in Joe.
Yeah. Well, no,
pros and cons.
Oh, living with her. Yeah. Not many cons. Like, we have 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, so I don't have to share. We don't have to share a bathroom. Yeah. So there's no, like, hey, yo, can you clean the bathroom? Like, it's your turn.
Oh my God.
None of that. And then we have a schedule. If I cook this weekend, he'll cook the next, and then back and forth. So there's So we kind of alternate. So that that way there's not a lot of stress on one person. Yeah. And he travels a lot for work. So let's say even sometimes when he's about to leave the next week and it's his turn to cook, he'll still cook.
Oh, that's so
sweet. And damn.
I mean, I do the same. So
come cook for me, like.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Aww. Has there been any situations where you had to set a boundary? You guys
not really. Yeah, we just chill. Guys are a bit different. But
then
I didn't say no there.
You wanted them to. You wanted to say it. You wanted to say it.
It was applied.
Guys are just.
It's true.
It's true. Yeah. But then not the guys I lived with in college.
Easy go.
That is absolutely. Yeah. They were insane.
And we're both clean, so, like, there's no issue there.
Yeah. He's a germaphobe. That's what he's trying to say. He's a germaphobe.
I'm not a germaphobe.
Yes, he is. I guess I would answer to, like, pros was what Netsi said earlier, like, learning to just be with. I don't know how to date with people. I get upset very easily. Yeah. But that was a pro. Cons, people are just people. Like, crazy story with the bathroom situation. It was a 3-bed, 1-bath, a 3-decker. We're on the 2nd floor. And the first night, I think I just come back from Ghana. And I'm like rushing. I'm still in college. It's my senior. I'm rushing to go to school. And I'm ready to shower. And there's body hair. Oh. I'm talking like, this is like a...
This is when you were living with the boys?
This is when I was living with the boys.
Sharing bathroom.
Think like a hairy man shaving and leaving all the hair in the shower. And I, like, you know, you're just in a rush. You're just trying to get somewhere. Yeah. And I literally wanted to vomit because I just walked in there and it's like everywhere because he had brought a girl over the night before. So he wanted to prep himself for whatever he was doing and just left it.
Oh, that's so gross.
In the shower?
In the shower.
We don't all do that, by the way.
But that was shocking to me because I was like, you're living with people. You're not mindful of how your actions or what you're doing will affect. Like, it got to the point where I've lived with some crazy people. Like, I would hide all my cooking utensils in my room because they wouldn't wash
stuff that's used.
You make chicken and you let the stuff sit in the sink for weeks.
I can't stand that.
And then, you know, like, stuff like that stains, like the smell of it.
Yeah.
I would wash my stuff and hide it in my room.
You have to do what you gotta do.
Like, I would, to the point where I got locked out of my room when I got in the shower, and then we didn't have keys. You had to use the fucking screwdriver to open the door, and I sat in my neighbor's apartment for an hour waiting for someone to come open the door. They just did not get it in their heads that, like, you live with other people. It's not just your own space.
Yeah. That's why it's so important to live with other people. And hopefully, like, somebody tells them.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, their future spouse is in for a treat.
They were fine, like, individually, but together, they were just, like, the men, like, so, like, you know, it's so chaotic.
Yeah.
But God bless you wherever you are.
Speaking of the sink thing, I feel like I grew up, like, you know, knowing, hey, if it's nighttime, the sink has to be empty. So we always, at least right after I cook, like, I always clean everything. He does the same thing. So
having like the same kind of
vibe.
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth talking about some of these things before you move in with someone?
In the future, But I feel like, well, for me, I feel like it'd be more of a as it happens thing. I'm not more. I don't really try to, like, pre-plan too much. But if I notice something I don't like, I'll say that's good.
Yeah. It's a good one.
Yeah.
I
think both can be beneficial. I've done both where like sat down and we talked through our things. But sometimes I think what people think they'll act like is different than how they
So different.
We ran into a lot. Like, I ran into a lot of that more than often. And then it's like being willing to have those conversations. And it's tough, especially if you are friends with the person or you know the person. Like, it makes it hard. It wouldn't deter me from living with friends again, but just like, can you have that? Do you have that understanding of like, it's an open communication, and if somebody doesn't like something, we talk about it. Like, it's so important.
Okay, so now that we're living alone, and I think I had asked, I don't know if you guys actually saw the polls I asked on Instagram. Did you participate?
Yeah.
You did? Okay, I didn't. I just kind of logged off after. But let's see. I'm gonna ask. Okay, so we've talked about like first week and stuff. Yeah. How did you feel? Like, were you excited? Were you lonely? Were you just weird, or just feel? Talk about you moving with. Well, we know it was chaotic, but
it was. I wouldn't say sad. I was like excited, but at the same time, you know, nostalgic in a way because I had never lived away from home. I remember when I landed, I called my dad, and then I think, what did he say? I think he said I love you or something.
Aww.
And all the emotions that I've been having, like that, I wasn't letting out. Just like kind of just started crying. I started crying. I was sitting there like, what the fuck is going on?
Can you
like,
cry?
I'm still in the plane, and like there's just tears coming down. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
If you felt real for the first time.
It felt real. Like I had landed, and like I'm here. I'm away from everybody I know, and life was about to start. So it was weird.
What about you?
Can you ask the question again? I already forgot.
Like, okay, so like I guess we could title it like the emotional side of moving out. Like, did you get lonely, freedom, weird identity shift, or were you excited just to be
I was really excited, I think, but it definitely does hit you because you're like, all the stuff that you're used to, the little comforts of your parents' home aren't there, and you kind of have to make it yourself now, you know? And like, even when I moved to the apartment I'm living in now, there was a gap where I wasn't here, and and I had moved back to my parents' house and then went back to living by myself. And yeah, that first couple nights, like there's a lot of excitement, but there's also nervousness, like anxiety. Like it's like, what am I doing? I'm living by myself, and then you know you're just living in a big building with people you don't know, and yeah, so it was definitely more exciting than anxiety driven, but yeah, I definitely you are with your thoughts a lot. You learn to be by yourself. You learn to be entertain yourself a lot. As a person who likes to be around people, it's been a lot of learning of like I actually like really being by myself now, and I enjoy being at home and you know creating an environment that you can be your best in, and yeah. So I mean, I love it now. Once I have all my stuff in there. At first, I felt like I was squatting in somebody's place.
I don't know. I like I said, I was ready to move out. So I was just like, heck yeah. Really. And I think that night or the next day, I think I spoke to my mom, and then it kind of hit me like, damn, I've been praying for this. Like, damn, I'm actually here. And it wasn't until I started working officially that I'll come home and there'll be nobody.
Yeah, the coming home.
Like, I'd come home and there'll be nobody there. My couch hadn't arrived. Talk about how expensive that freaking couch is. My couch hadn't arrived. I didn't have a desk. So I'll sit on my floor on my air mattress, and I'm just like, my sister's not here. Like, I miss my sister. I would never call them. But they're not here. And like, it was a weird sense of freedom, but also like loneliness. And I don't think we don't talk about that enough. Like, even if you're with people, the minute you're alone, it's like, damn, adulting has started. It started the minute I got a Costco card, but that's when it started. Like, it was, but how did you deal with that? Like, if you were homesick, did you call home often, or?
Yeah, I'm terrible at calling.
You know?
So I just sit in my loneliness. Just play some FIFA, you know, just play some games or whatever. But yeah, I didn't call him a lot. I did a few times, and then they'd call whenever, but yeah, it wasn't very good at it.
What about you? Do you go, since you're so close, do you go home often, or?
Not as much as I should. It's like it's like a short distance relationship. Like, that's how it feels. Because it's like, it's close enough where you could go just like, but it takes the whole day. It's like, it's not as easy as it.
The traffic alone would discourage me.
Yes. And every time it's going to be traffic. Yeah, I mean, I'll call when I get, I really don't now because I know that they're right there.
Yeah.
But times that I have felt like, oh my gosh, like there's nobody else. I'll call friends or like go over to friends' house and get friends over.
I talk to friends more than my family.
Because it's just as like I could just go home, like for me, you know. So it's a little bit different. But I mean, being on other part of the country, world, whatever, like it's such a different.
I found myself calling my mom like 7 times a day.
Isn't that crazy?
For like the silliest things. And this is the lady, like we used to bicker like crazy. I'm like, I'm gonna go eat. I don't know what to eat. Like, it'd be the stupidest things. Like, I'm about to shower. Like, do you want to stay on the phone? Like, it's like my mom became my best friend. Like, weirdly enough. If you find this, I'm lying. It's not true. Don't make your head big, please. But like, I would call my sister a lot. She was just transitioned to medical school, so she was home, and would be on the phone like all day. Like, just like I needed a man then, huh?
What is it?
I needed a man then. That's crazy. But like, I found like I'll call my parents. My dad wasn't gone at the time. I'd call him a lot too. And I think it made us, weirdly enough, it's made us closer as a family than when I lived at home.
It's
They were just there. Yeah, exactly.
It gives you time to miss each other and like really actually see that
there's value in
the relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you guys ever just like talk to yourself in your apartment?
Oh yeah.
No.
I don't.
I do it all the time. Like this morning.
I know myself 3 things.
I know what I do. I mean, it's like, I just think, right? Because it's you,
like,
right?
But you don't think out loud.
Yeah, I don't do that.
Josie, our friend Josie talks to herself a lot.
Yeah. I talk to myself though.
Yeah.
It helps me like, process stuff, you know?
Yeah. Like even this morning, I'm like, okay, I need this.
Yes.
What else are we forgetting?
Yeah.
Like, you don't talk to yourself.
I guess sometimes, especially like, because my roommate goes on work trips, right? So if I'm home and I haven't talked in a while and I haven't called anyone, then maybe I'll say something just to make sure my.
That's actually really funny.
But yeah, that's the only time.
Am I still here?
No, I work from home, and so like there's days where I don't have meetings, and then if I don't leave the house, I don't talk to anybody, or if I'm not on the phone. There's been a few times where I'm like, I haven't talked
all day,
and so I say a couple more times.
Off of it all, like that's crazy.
I do sing a lot, so instead of like talking.
Damn.
Yeah.
Give us a show. Give us a show.
I'm not a good singer. I just sing.
You just
sing. Anything. Yeah.
Give us something.
You know, it's funny. I thought about it. So I was like, no.
Okay. Can I add one more thing
for sure?
When we were talking about, how do you deal with like when you realize you moved out, blah blah blah. I guess just like as advice, it's okay to feel the like conflicting feelings, like what am I doing, blah blah blah. That's very normal. You'll get past it and you'll realize it, but I think sometimes like you do have to just sit in it and like it's okay to miss your family. Like you're gonna miss how like the community that you had with college, with school, and or wherever else you were. But yeah, like it's gonna be okay. You will get past it. I promise. It felt like a couple times where it was like, I feel like I've been feeling like this forever.
Yeah.
And, like, but you'll get past that, and like it's okay to miss people. So we got phones.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't mention before, because I wasn't calling family, but I did have a partner at the time, so I would talk to them all the time. So, that does help.
Yeah.
Aww. That's funny. We've talked a lot about our like expectations, like realistic or unrealistic ones, and I want to talk about budgeting. Like, if you're not moving forward, you're not getting a reload bonus or anything. Like, what are some resources? Let's talk money. How much money do you think you actually need to move out? It's very subjective to city, state. And then where are some resources to get, not funding, but just resources in general? Let me give some context. Like, I relied on Reddit a lot when I was coming out here, because I was like, what neighborhoods can I live in based on the information that my recruiter friend had given me at the time. Okay, so then what apartments should I avoid? What are some like little nuances that Seattle has or Washington State has that I need to be aware of? So like, what is like resources like that, and then budgeting. I have thoughts on that, but I'll let you guys go.
You want to go first?
Sure. I would, again, it's a little bit different for me because I knew people, but I honestly was asking people, where do you live? Like, if you feel comfortable, how much do you pay for rent? Like, kind of asking people to understand, especially when I was moving to live by myself, because that's just different. There's more, you're not splitting the cost with anybody else. And so, yeah, definitely asking people. TikTok. I ask TikTok a lot.
The new search engine.
Yeah. But then also just like really taking a look at your finances and like kind of what the important things are to you. It really is just that. I think like for me, I knew that I don't like driving, and I work from home, so I don't have to drive as much already. But I was trying to figure out how can I cut that cost even more. And for me, that was finding an apartment, so spending a little bit more to live in a place where I can walk everywhere. So have grocery store within walking distance, like the transportation walking distance, like everything. If I didn't want to, wouldn't have to drive it, honestly.
That's really smart.
And so I think that was something that I was like, where do I want to give up my cost to be able to do it? So you could pay less living outside of the city for rent, but you pay more in gas and you make it up. So
it equals out at the end of the year.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's kind of I played a lot with that. I'd also say to be creative. I was looking at apartments and I was able to find apartments that would give, like the apartment that I have, I think it gave me like a month or 2 off free.
Yeah.
And then you can prorate it, and then you can, like, you know what I mean?
My building used to do better. They didn't give me anything.
There is one right there that's in 3 months. It's 3 months prorated. Which is like, takes off so
money
much.
To move.
I think we got a month off as well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So I think, and some places they'll do like moving costs, like they'll give you $1,000 towards your moving costs, and like help with that. Like I feel like just being creative. Like you can get creative
finding
with
good deals.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of deals out there. There's a lot of there's just a lot of ways to cut your costs. There really is. Yeah. I don't have specific ones, but
yeah, I agree with that because there's a lot of apartments with like empty spaces and they're trying to fill. So you get like.
Not the MFT one. The T ones.
They'll get you different deals to try to get people to move in.
Yeah.
But, I'd say an amount of money that you would maybe need to like move out, especially if you're traveling across the country.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say upwards of like $5,000. Because like you have to buy your plane tickets, the bed.
The bed is a
first month's rent. I got lucky. My dad helped me out with that. He paid for the first month because I didn't have any money at the time.
Yeah.
And I don't think my relocation bonus was like that big because they also took taxes.
Yeah, that was like the shocker. Like my reload was $10,000, and
mine was like
startup money.
I need to move.
Startup money. It's no longer here anymore. But yeah, my reload was $10,000, and I didn't get it till like a month in. So I'd already honestly you don't get it right away, which is kind of dumb. Like you have to be a month into working or so, and then it's taxed onto your paycheck.
Does it give it to you all at once?
Yeah, but it's
like
taxed.
Yeah.
So I think they got like $3,000 in taxes off.
Yeah. Sometimes they do it like after taxes. They'll give you like if they say like like a set amount of like 4,000, then it's like the actual amount is bigger, but they tax it to that.
They should have just done it as an expense.
Yeah.
Like give me all my money.
Yeah.
So I had saved. I think I had about 12 coming in because I knew I got here. I wanted to do first, last, security all at once. And it's pretty. It was a lot. I was lucky enough that shout out to Amex. I had Amex points, so I got my plane ticket with my credit card points, and then just one way anyway. Yeah. And then obviously the little surprise purchases here. So I was covered for a little bit. Yeah. But I'll say depending on where you're moving to or like what city you're moving to, like 6, I would say plus 10 to be safe. Yeah. So you don't have any like unexpected cost or anything.
And you don't have to use everything all over.
No. Oh my gosh. Yeah. You don't need to buy a couch right away either.
Yeah.
We
they didn't have a couch.
We were here for like maybe 4, 5, 6 months before we got a couch.
Oh wow!
They had a couch, so they had.
Yeah.
I don't know how that couch ended up
at your couch house. From his college that
my brother gave.
Yeah.
That I gave my brother. That's so I was like, wait, I know this couch. Oh yeah, we got it from your brother. Like,
we didn't get another one until like 4 or 5 months later, and we barely use the couch. Honestly.
They don't sit in there, so it didn't make sense. Yeah. I wanted a cloud couch, and
you got it.
No.
Oh, I
got
too.
It was like the dumbest thing. Like I got like something similar to it, and it was very expensive. And like I don't sleep in my couch. I try really hard not to sleep in my couch for the first 2 years I was here. I would not sleep in my couch. I would only sit in it. Yeah. And then not sit in it ever again. Yeah. But it was expensive. It was expensive. It was like $1,000 plus, and it was not. I budgeted it in my head like, okay, the $10,000 reload would pay for the first, last security, and then it came and it was short. Because they take the taxes
off.
Like, yeah, I would agree with, like, you don't need to buy everything all at once.
You don't.
Like,
take your time.
Take your time. Like, I had everything, and I was like, I'm barely home. Like, I'm barely.
You don't use everything.
You don't use everything, and
I think that the couch is a big one because a lot of people. I mean, I think I learned kind of early on that you use your couch more than you think you do. You know, and you need it to be a very functional couch, and like it's fine to have like a pretty couch, whatever, but it needs to be functional. And so when I was shopping this time around, I did like I was looking on IKEA and like everywhere. I did not like anything. Like, because there was just I had so many cards. But
it's just more
flexibility.
Yeah. Oh,
and it ended up being these like handmade couches from Mexico. She had them wrapped in her store. She's like, yeah, I like got married, so now I don't need them anymore. So like you get $600 for 2 couches. Yeah. So I'm like, that's what I'm like. You can be creative.
I'm embarrassed. Like I'm so embarrassed to even tell you how much I paid for that couch. I'll tell you on camera. I'm a rich woman. I have to spend money.
A lot for couches.
I'm a princess. I have to spend money. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's just
it's not worth it though. It's like looking back. Damn, I could use that money now.
There's way more costs that you'll have. Like,
and
you can always like get a couch that's not maybe the best,
and
then later on, once you can shop around, find something that you actually really like. But, like for the couches, I mean, it took me like 2 months to find them. Because I knew what I wanted, I knew the dimensions, like everything. But once I saw it and stuff, like because it needed to work out. But it does.
No, I love
not
them.
They're so functional. Like I sleep on them. Like and it's those kinds of things, you know. Like, and it's like knowing yourself.
Like your comfort.
I'm gonna sleep on the couch when
I was like, my dad stayed with me for a little bit. He was not allowed to sleep on the couch. He was allowed to sit on my side.
I need to see this couch. I need to see this couch.
It's not even anything special. Like. I was just very like anal about little things. Now looking back 4 years in now, like it doesn't matter at all. It makes no difference to your experience. Like so like definitely Facebook Market for like little things. I'm a big like Amazon. Like shout out to Prime. Like I primed a lot of stuff after things started getting here. But like Facebook Market, IKEA, I think is very affordable.
I think so too.
Like first time, like it's not. So you can definitely get pricier items. But it's on the lower end. Walmart, little Target, Reddit to find like if you're trying to buy something super expensive, is it like buy it for a life type situation. TikTok now. I love the reviews of like couches.
Oh, like TikTok shop?
TikTok. No.
Or like people reviewing stuff.
Like the reviews.
Oh, yes.
I don't know about TikTok shop.
You know the couch? Everybody was getting this couch. It was the one that was like comes in a big box, and is that the one that you?
I think
and it like opens up.
Oh no!
Okay.
But when I was looking, everyone was like, it was like, okay, I have the value couch. It's the dupe for the cloud couch.
Okay.
I watched so many TikToks.
Well, everybody was getting this couch, and I almost got it until I saw something on Facebook Market that she was selling it. So I was like, well, let me go look at it. So I was like,
Why would you sell it if everyone has it?
Well, that's what I was confused about. So I was like, let me go see. This couch, like, you sit down, you're pretty much sitting on the ground. That's what they were leaving out of the reviews. So do your research. That's another thing was like, I did my research on everything. Like, I sat on my parents' couches. I sat on my friends' couches.
Figure out which one.
Because there's
I need a Netsy in my life. Like,
it was just on this apartment. Let me see if this is right. But just like, I think doing your research, and that's why you need to take your time. Like, don't try and get all the trendy stuff all at once, blah, 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 because it's not worth it. Your style is going to change. If we're really, like, getting into that stuff, like, your style will change. And it's when you live by yourself that you figure out what you actually really like.
Comfort over trends.
Yes, functional stuff. Like, get functional stuff.
I was all about comfort.
Not price.
Not TikTok, no.
You're better than us, we get
it. The comfort stuff is,
Any other resources that you think, or anything else? I think, let me see. I think we're just about wrapping up, but anything else that you
think how I knew to get my beds was like through my friend had recently bought some like beds and like dressers and stuff for his apartment. He was still in college. Like, so I had friends that had already graduated. I had friends who were still, starting their senior year. So I kind of, spoke to both and figured out how, for the ones that were already working, how things are going, what rent was like and everything. And then with the one that was just being a senior, just asking, yo, what did you buy? Just send me the link. And I just got it.
Asking people.
Yeah, that's smart.
Yeah, I think you should always
like talk to people.
Yeah, and make it a conversation. Like,
yeah.
Okay, so this is like probably like one way to wrap it up, I think. What advice would you give your past self that you think would be good for whoever else is watching that's going through this process? So it's going to be very specific. 1, 3 things you wish someone told you.
Maybe the part about like the hidden costs in your rent, because what's listed is not really what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And it's always fluctuating every month.
Yeah. That's 1.
3?
Okay, we can cut it. Yeah.
Was something I wish somebody would told me. I agree with the hidden cost thing. Like, I don't know. I feel like my parents did probably say that, and I was like, yeah, I got it. I don't know. What about you?
The last thing we just talked about, research everything. Like anything that falls kind of in a way of branch off like the hidden cost, like ask those detailed questions. Like one thing I did in college that I didn't do here, and maybe it's a little different, but we would call National Grid or like the electricity company. Listen, I was not a broke college kid, however, budgeted on strict plan on how much I could spend a month.
Yeah. And
we would call National Grid before we would look at apartments and be like, we're thinking about moving into this apartment. Yeah. Can you tell us what the average cost of this was for the last 6 months? Yeah. That gave us an idea of like how much we should be spending. I didn't do that when I moved here. I thought I was a big girl. Yeah. Like my first electricity $70 for water? Who's using that much water? Like it didn't make any sense, but like if that's an opportunity, definitely call utility companies and find out like what's an average cost for this general area for a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom 2-bath. And that's something I wish I remembered. Yeah.
I guess, okay, maybe then this is going to be very contrary to what we've all said, but you just have to do it. Like, it is also one of those things where you can plan and save and prep as much as you want, but you do actually have to be in it to realize, like, oh, these are the additional costs that are coming up, or this is what I like and don't like, or this is what's important to me, what's not important to me. There was, with this apartment that I have now, I took a while to do it because I was like, well, I don't want this and I don't want that, and that's fine and everything, but you do just have to do it, and you'll make it work. And even like, I would go as far to say financially, like, don't set yourself up for failure. Like, definitely have, something in your pocket. But I've done it. I've moved out or moved to a different apartment. Like, moving to Seattle, I didn't know where I was living up to the week before. I did not have a job. I was unemployed. Yeah, but I was like, I'm moving to Seattle. Like, it's happening. My lease is ending.
Faith, not by
literally, my lease was ending. And that whole week leading up to it, I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm supposed to be in Seattle next week.
Like, I feel like I'm such a planner. I would freak out.
I cried then, honestly.
Gosh,
but yeah, I managed to get like my job within that week. Like the interviews happened in a few days, and I got the offer. And then I got like, my friend was like, I'm actually leaving. You can take my spot. Like, it all happened. Yeah, so there is like, I mean, there's times where I plan, and there's times where it's just been like, I have to do it. Like, you have to take that first step seriously.
When God's involved, everything's just easy.
Yeah.
I think that's the part. Don't force it.
In terms of like forcing it, I just moved here because I hadn't heard from my jobs, but I just moved. I was already here. They called me, I think maybe 3 or 4 days after I've already been in here. So yeah, just take that leap of faith.
Yeah. It is a lot of it's a leap of faith. Like,
I didn't do any of that.
That's okay too.
But yeah, I like that. Just relax, let the world, like God, do what God needs to do.
Yeah.
In practice, we'll see.
Always in practice.
Always in practice.
Yeah.
Do you have any encouragement for people who may be feeling overwhelmed? Like we've said a lot, and it can, like, that's a lot of information to just kind of put out. But what is like one thing you'd say that you think would encourage someone going through this process?
I just think that, you know, no matter what it is, like when you're thrown into, you know, the deep end, you're gonna float. You're gonna find your way. It doesn't matter what, you know, comes up. You either, you know, reach out to your support system, or you figure it out on your own, or through other resources. So yeah, just take that step, and yeah, you're survived no matter what. Yeah,
it's true.
Yeah, I completely agree. I was gonna say pretty much the same thing. Like you're able to do more than you think you are, and we don't get enough credit or give ourselves enough credit for it. But yeah, you're able, when you're especially thrown into stuff that like it's new, you don't know how to navigate it. You'll find your way. Trust yourself that you'll make it on the other end. It will suck for a little bit. It may not look exactly how you want it to look right then, but you'll get there, and yeah, it will work out. Yeah, it does every time.
Every single time without fail.
Yeah,
every single time without fail. Yeah,
I feel like college prepares you a little bit for that, and then your job is also gonna be asking you around you, so you'll adapt.
Yes, I agree. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so that kind of concludes the end of that. However, I do have some rapid fire questions for you guys. I created. I didn't do this. Kofi did this, but we're gonna do some rapid fire yes or no questions. Let's see. Okay. Oh, I should have one. I want to answer some of these, but I'll say yes or no. Okay. Did you cry on your first night alone? No explanations. Okay.
Oh, they can't see it.
Can they see? Yes.
We'll flip it. Don't worry. Did you forget to buy toilet paper? Okay. Did you underestimate how expensive groceries are?
I kind of knew.
Yeah.
Did you tell yourself I'll cook every night or every week and didn't?
And didn't?
Yeah.
Oh, I did.
I said every night.
I said every week.
Every week, yeah.
This question is really funny. Before I knew that you slept on a towel, but did you use a towel as a curtain, or in this case, like anything else? Yes.
And clothes.
Did you ever scream at an IKEA instruction manual? You just get frustrated, like
Amazon.
Okay.
I love buildings.
Like.
Did you ever eat dinner standing over the sink?
Oh yes, 100%. Before I got a couch. I mean, a chair or anything. I had nothing.
Like
you have an island.
Yeah, but I was standing on it.
Yeah.
No,
100%.
Have you worn the same clothes to just avoid doing laundry?
No, I never.
You're better than us.
I never do that.
I have sometimes. Did you sign a lease without fully reading it?
Oh, fuck you.
You should read it.
The most important
stuff.
I just skimmed through it.
It's usually all the same. I know, it's always so big. I think as long as you just take care of the house, if you want your deposit back, understand what if you break your lease, what the cost is. I think that's the other thing.
I looked at mine.
Yeah, I feel like those are like the most important stuff. But other than that,
I feel like the stuff I kind of know.
Yeah.
Have you just called a parent or a friend just to ask how to do something?
Oh yeah, my dad.
How to do what?
Just anything.
Not really. I feel like
that's a lie. He's called me to ask me how to do things.
Oh.
What?
How to make rice. I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Okay. Did you ever eat only snacks and call it dinner? Girl dinner.
I can't survive on just snacks. I can't.
Did you feel like an adult and then immediately not?
Oh, like in one moment I did, in one moment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Have you ever lost your keys?
No. I always leave them at home, though. I never take them.
Because you guys, they have the little
keypad.
Keypad. Oh, that's nice.
Many times. Have you locked yourself out?
Outside the main building, but not my building.
Okay.
Yes. So, yes.
Oof. Did you budget for furniture and forget the trash can?
I still don't have one.
I still don't have one either.
Like 6 months in, still don't have
4 years. I still don't have one.
What do you use?
These little bags.
That's what I need.
Actually, I use you know the little like bags you get to put like produce in.
Yeah.
That's what I use, and I hate the smell of trash. I just dump it out. As it goes.
Yeah.
You don't need to try.
Save your money.
Honestly.
Did you panic over your first utility bill? No. And would you do it all over again?
You gotta live. Oh wait, yeah.
I was like, wait.
I was looking at this.
Oh my god. Okay.
Of course, I mean,
and
I want to be right.
This was not on here, but one last question: would you hire movers or do it DIY?
Wait.
Movers.
Oh. Yes to movers or no to movers?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Yes to movers.
I have nothing to move.
No, but like from here on out, you're saying?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
That is what I told myself. I have to.
We're 2 men. We got it.
All right. All right. So that wraps up my rapid fire question section. Let me know in the comments which ones you answered yes to. If you have any questions on what we've spoken about today, leave them in the comments. I'll do my best to respond to every single one. And thank you for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Hopefully this was helpful.